stars just a girl.
We're like diamonds in the sky.
Don't you bring it, child. Yeah, except for me.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
It's us, Celestial Sisters. I'm Erin.
And I'm Marley.
And this is
Snake Oil.
And tonight is Monday. Monday Madness Monday. Today we're going to be talking about a whole bunch. So we're going to be
Mystical,
all over.
conspiracy, and it's our 25th episode.
Woo!
And if you're just joining us, please like, share, and subscribe.
You're going to like it. You're going to enjoy it. Then you're going to go back and you're going to binge watch all the other 24 episodes because you can't believe you just found us.
Yes.
That's just how it's going to go.
We're like hanging out with your chatty girlfriends in high school that are just too funny.
We're the two weird girls.
The weird girls. Yeah, that's us.
Makes everybody laugh. Yeah. We've been best friends for over 30 years. And this girl likes to buy snake oil crap.
Ooh,
She likes to buy
ones coming.
Oh, yeah. She
Just
likes
those
to
little
buy
hairpins.
she likes to buy all the stuff online that's supposed to
Even my
her
my
special glasses.
the photosensitive glasses and the readers that'll adjust. Mine, and yeah, they get darker in the sun, and
See, I had those transitional lenses on my regular glasses, and it drove me nuts, so I just didn't even wear the glasses.
well, they don't normally go dark unless I'm really needing my sunglasses.
Right. And then going into a building, doesn't it take longer?
Well, I'm not used to the readers.
Yes, but I've seen you walk around.
Oh yeah, but these ones I actually can drive. It doesn't do anything for that part. The distance, it doesn't hurt at all.
Oh, I know. I'm saying I have seen you go in places.
Oh, totally.
The reader's already on. Which is why you have spatial issues. Because you're wearing your readers and not
Like,
around you.
And we're having our neuro mints. Yep, we are still sticking with that one.
We do like that one. And the snail mucin, I really enjoyed that one. Made my skin really soft. I don't find it's giving me the same issues that the beef tallow had. So you can have my beef.
I wanted that because I just finished it. I still like the beef tallow. I like how supple my skin feels after it, and it doesn't suck it up. Like, it's thick and everything, but it just absorbs really nice and fairly quickly.
Yeah. We have to try. Awesome. We have to try some of those other ones, the gold serums that you got, remember?
Yeah, I actually been using one a little bit.
I remember you said you had to use them because they both had eucalyptus in them, I think.
No, but I did order the...
No, because I was doing the snail mucin and you had to do those. Because one was a serum and one was an eye cream.
I think I have another set of the gold ones we like coming.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Gold with the gold peptides.
Yeah, the peptides, yeah.
So here's a TikTok trend that kind of plays into, weird
things that
we're not
become trends that are just kind of
laziness,
lazy, or just avoidance.
Okay, so what we're talking about here is called bed rotting. You haven't heard about it. I guarantee, go on that dive and look at this. People are laying around in their beds without getting out. They're eating. They're sleeping. They're dreaming,
they're
scrolling.
Hair's matted. They're not changing their clothes. No hygiene. Food's molding.
Bowls. And
if you're cutting off everybody, then you shouldn't be on your phone and computer on there, because then you're not cutting yourself off. If you're going to actually bed rot, to actually recharge your battery,
totally shut off.
You have to shut off from everything. Sound, noise, everything. Even the food, because that's going to hurt you worse. Yeah. You don't eat before you sleep.
Well,
I'm just saying, you get nightmares, you get stomach upsets.
You wake up hungrier than you would.
Exactly. You just fed that salt thing in you, and it wants more.
Yeah, and that sugar monster.
And the sugar monster. Or your tapeworm or whatever.
Yeah,
parasite.
No, but there are people that actually have, their containers from all their DoorDash. They leave bed to go get the food. But instead of carrying the trash out with them and throwing it away so that it's a hygienic space.
Around there, creating mold and spores in the air.
Not only that, but and then you're breathing it in, and you wonder why you get sick.
We had a friend's house that had such mold problems that my mother would make me strip at the door before I came in her house.
Oh, yeah. My family was not too proud when I came back from there smelling like that house.
It's just, it hits you when you go there. But when you're in it, you just end up.
Take off my clothes and put them in the dumpster.
Yeah, my mom would do that. I'd have to
It
take them
wasn't
off.
just mold; it was also
Smoke.
stale smoke, dust.
So you would hit it, but then when you're in it, you could be desensitized to it. But when you come back, I did too. It was gross.
Yeah.
Sorry. Not naming names, but that was the spore infestation from hell.
Like share comment. I can never tell which way is which on this one.
So
This one's here.
we went to an 80s dance party.
Yes.
And there was a little bit of a parking situation, and we ended up parking at the Golden Beaver Distillery.
Here in Chico, yeah.
Right.
And they distill.
It ended up being a lucky accident.
They distill bourbon. They distill vodka. They distill
Tequila.
a rice.
A soju.
A soju, and then they also do tequila.
And moonshine.
And moonshine. The moonshine.
90 proof.
It looks so good. And I just was talking with some of my coworkers today and found out that they have like a membership club. It's like $50 every 3 months.
Yay!
And you get a bottle, and then you get a bottle every month of whatever they're distilling. And then you also get to go and do the tasting special.
We need some cash donors so we can share with you how wonderful that is.
And so if you go and you look at any of our pictures on our TikTok and I think on our Instagram,
I've posted some. Yeah.
You'll see the beverages that we had. They were
really delicious. I had a Julius Beaver. I thought it said Justin Bieber because I didn't have my readers on. But then I read the ingredients and it was just like an orange Julius. But
and that was made with the vodka, right?
That was made
with the tequila. It was like a tequila sunrise, right?
Yeah, there was moonshine.
I don't know. It had that little bit of a tequila-esque.
Well, that's what they said when their moonshine tastes almost like tequila without the burn.
See, that might be okay because I don't know.
It's not tequila, and you can see the whole distilling process in there. It's so quaint in there.
Yeah, and actually, their actual distillery is right down the street from my work.
Wow.
So it's a little bit bigger, so they can produce more bottles. But I was just like, well, don't that beat all?
And it's like a hidden little gem that there wasn't that many people in there, but they have live music. Wednesday's trivia. Sunday they have
bottomless
screwdrivers live music.
I mean,
hello. You want to go to the Golden Beaver Distillery?
I was so worn out, because I've officially been off crutches for 1 whole week. Well, tomorrow morning, but 1 whole week. And this weekend we went out and we did the 80s dance party. That was fun. Although we got kind of hit with balls.
Oh my god!
They were beach balls, but it was like this weird old guy.
He looked like a guy, the old guy with the walker from Family Guy cartoon, and it was like this, but dancing, and
then all of a sudden he was playing with these balls with this kid. He came out of nowhere to play with these balls.
And I just said, I go, that guy looks like a cartoon. Maybe he's a blank,
one of those people who's just
standing there like a film. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, chucking balls.
All of a sudden, he comes up to us and throws a ball right up at us, right? And then walks directly up to me. Literally directly up to me and goes, whack!
Right in the crotch.
Right in the crotch with the blue ball. I was like, what did I do?
And then I got this, so 5 foot plus size senior. I would just compare her to Violet from Willy Wonka.
When she got blown up like a
Violet, grape,
blueberry.
Blueberry, turning violet. Yeah, she comes in a red shirt. Her friend is near us, but there's not much space. Her friend is there, but she's not dancing. She's just standing there. We're dancing on it. And she just comes in and shoves me out of the spot. And oh my god, I've been raised don't be rude to elders. Then I'm like, your own elbows. Let's go.
Time to leave if you're ready.
I was
That's usually my job.
I respect people who are respectful. She could have gently said, "Oh, do you mind if I step over here?" I figure if they have no man, that's not nice. But she literally then pulled her friend over to dance, and it pushed me over.
And I was like, "What are you doing?" But then there was, there was a lot of there was a lot of interesting people
Yeah.
out and about, and it, 90 degrees at
Oh, and
Mexico.
there was kids there. Oh my God, the cutest
The
kids
cutest
dancing.
The parents were going to be so happy because they're so tired at the end of the day because they were just like.
It was like a throwback to the 70s and the 80s. I swear that kid had the haircut of Nicholas from 80s and that little round bowl cut.
Round little page boy
Or Haley
haircut.
Joel Osment, like.
That little page boy.
Page boy, yeah.
Yeah, page
Kind
boy
of my
haircut.
hair. A little Lord Farquhar's.
A little Farquaad. So, another thing, I really want to go back to that bed rotting.
All right.
I really want to know, I know that you participate in bed rotting, but not in a severe way.
And it was more of escapism from my horrible marriage.
Right, but you would go and sleep for
yes.
a day, day and a half.
I'd be like, I slept for 10 hours, but then I would only sleep 3 or 4 through the whole weeks. I mean, each day.
But on the weekends when you were home,
I would just make up that sleep, just boom.
Literally 18 hours one night.
Yeah, and just reset myself.
24 hours even.
Oh,
You were avoiding pretty hard. You'd get
I might have gotten up and had a little alcohol to put myself back to sleep.
I was going to say, you got up and took shots.
It was the pandemic.
You got up, took shots, went back to bed.
It was the pandemic. Yeah. And that's what I think it might have stemmed into this whole bed rot. We got lazy because we were isolated in our own house, working from home, in our beds.
Couldn't it also signify that you might have something else going
psychological problems that you don't want to grow up and be an adult and deal?
Well, like they say that it's...
I struggle with it.
They say that it is more Gen Z generation are participating because they're tired. They're tired from school. They're tired from work. They're tired from family obligations, and that's what we call that. That's what we call adulting. That's what happens when
we started at 7.
And if your parents didn't tell you, don't try to grow up too fast because it sucks. They did you a disservice. Because I've told all of my kids, stay a kid for as long as you can because growing up sucks.
The reason Gen X needs those days is like we seriously grew up in a traumatic time, and that PTSD is kind of sometimes kicks up in us. As tough as we are, we did deal with some seriously fucked up shit.
Yeah, but that's how we deal with our fucked up shit. We shut things down.
Exactly, that's the healthy way we do.
We shut things down. We do things that we say we're not answering the phone today. We're not going outside unless it's in our backyard.
Yep.
We're not going to do shit because we don't want to.
Exactly.
And then we do it, and then we get back out there the next day and be
exactly.
like, let's go.
And
most of us.
And or somebody calls me and I'm having that day, be like, I'm not my best self today. I will talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Boom.
I always say I'm prickly.
Yep.
I'm prickly today. Today's not a good day. I'm prickly.
Yeah.
And then it'd be like, okay, fair enough. Talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because you're giving someone an in to have an out. Because
exactly.
if you're not in the right mindset to be around people, you should definitely avoid people.
Yeah. But also people with ADHD, because we can get very overwhelmed, we do need that shut-in time to reset the battery.
I call it the crab time. Because you go into your shell and you go...
Like, I don't want to do anything. But the thing with ADHD is most people cannot have a blank or clear mind. Just clear their mind and think of nothing. ADHD people can do that. We literally can be just staring and people are like, what do you think about? Like, there's absolutely nothing and we're so okay with it.
I'm not like that. I'm quite the opposite. I've got about a million things that are constantly running through my mind. And so it's like I have to stop and like list it out. Like, well, you heard me say list out loud. This is what I'm gonna do. This.
I get that, but I'm just saying when you have your moment where you're not
trying to meditate, I can't.
I'm just talking about a zone out.
Oh, I do those.
That's what I'm talking about. When ADHD people can zone out and literally not think of anything.
Right.
And people will be like, what do you think? Huh? And you'll see the huh? That's what I'm saying.
Are you looking at me?
Normal people can't. They have a hard time.
Looking right through you, actually.
When people tell you don't think of anything, it's like Ghostbusters, ADHD people can literally go, okay.
See, I can't switch it off that fast.
Well,
yeah,
if I'm not,
but that's how we're so different.
Yeah, if I'm hyped up, that's a different story.
No, see, I can, even when I'm being silent, I'm running around in my head screaming like,
oh yeah,
like a what was it? What was that phrase? Like a chicken in a.
Like a chicken with its head cut off?
No, it was something I
like a hot dog down the hallway?
No. That is a whole description for something else.
Yeah, and if you're bed rotting, don't be throwing hot dogs down hallways.
Yeah. Oh, it's an infection waiting to happen. No,
Speaking of holes,
speaking of holes,
have you all heard the story of Mel's hole in Washington?
I only heard it the other day when you mentioned it to me.
Well, it just popped up on the little conspiracy things. But this guy named Mel Waters had this property up in Washington, and he found this hole that looked like it had been cut through on his property. And so every day for a number of years, he dropped fishing line and stuff down to see what the bottom was. After a number of years, he put 15 miles of line down there and did not hit the bottom. And so the government heard about this and decided, basically to seize his property off and told him, we can pay you $25,000 a year, but you need to leave the country, and we get control over this, or we can make your life a living hell and make you disappear. Well, he really didn't have an option. He had to leave. So he flew into some place, but he was not heard from until 2002. And he came back, and he had these scars and stuff, and he couldn't remember certain things. And he had no recollection, and he'd wake up in hospitals and stuff. And so it's an interesting story. But what it comes down to is the government tried to do something with it, but these people put a drone and camera down it, and they caught ethereal beings.
Oh,
and
we were just talking about this the other day. How
but there was no oxygen.
We've looked inside our we've looked in space. We've been in space, right? We've explored space. We've explored a lot of space, but we've only explored 7% of our ocean, right?
Not even all of our land.
What if the aliens aren't above, but they're below, and we've just stayed away.
We built a utopia above their world, and so it's very easy for them to come up.
Yeah.
Sorry, this was probably their space before it was ours.
So
we're hybrids.
There's a rabbit hole you could go down.
Oh,
Are the aliens above or are they down below?
I mean,
could they be both?
What if what's holding around our world is really a mirror reflecting back, and the planets are inside, not outside? Because if we can't break the ether and get through that thing,
that destination,
that glowing green thing that's holding everything together here, how are they getting out to the planets?
Yeah.
Hey. And that golden thing, they said, is like we're in a fishbowl, and what we see is our reality is mirrored back to us. So as above, so below.
Yeah. Hey, makes a lot of sense.
That's just one of those conspiracies you can go down and think. It could also be with the flat earth and everything else. We're saying actively dive down those rabbit holes.
So, on a side note, so I need to say this real quick. We do not own any rights to the sounds of the music that you might be hearing in the background. You've got your headset on and you hear that nice little, that's not us. That we don't own those rights.
It's just a radio station.
We're just playing some Alexa. I don't want to say her name too loud because then she gets all butthurt. But back to the bourbon.
Yes.
The Kentucky bourbon is filing bankruptcy
they're getting really hit hard.
Right. And so now the question is: are younger drinkers drinking less? Or can they just not afford it? Because and with Canada and our trade talks
totally kaput.
There's no trade of our bourbon.
No
trade of our alcohols.
supply chain of getting the products that they need to make the bourbon and vice versa.
Yeah, they just can't go across this imaginary fucking boundary.
Exactly.
That people have put in place to keep us in and separate us by states.
So you may not see Kentucky bourbon because. Is it kids are drinking less? Is it because weed is legal?
Well, at least
or craft cocktails.
Well, at least now we know that our bourbon, we do like bourbon.
Yes.
We do like whiskeys.
We're lucky enough to have the Golden Beaver Distillery.
Golden Beaver Distillery in Chico, California. Go look at their website. You'll really like it. www.goldenbeaver.com. Yeah, I was trying to. Had a moment. I really did. I was just stuck for a moment.
Just Google Golden Beaver Distillery. It'll pull right up.
You'll and let me tell you, you'll really enjoy what you see. They've got some really great craft things. They even have perfumes and colognes that I was checking out in their little lobby area.
Right.
So, yay! I know. Like, share, subscribe, comment.
Yes.
Leave us your favorite type of alcohol in the comments below.
Right.
Tell us, what you're going to be doing for the 4th of July. The 4th of July is coming up real
Are
quick.
you going to be bed rotting because you have no plans and it's hot and you just want to be in the AC? That might be my gig.
I'm going to the lake.
Yeah.
I'm going to a lake. I'm going to just sprawl out.
Friends out of town. Sisters out of town.
Drink too much.
Leaves me with my...
That'll be fun. You guys will do something fun. I'm sure
there's
there's like a craft fair or something around, right?
Dude, I don't want to watch a parade or be out when it's hot. I just want to see fireworks and have barbecue.
It's Chico. There are no fireworks
At the racetrack, they do that thing out there.
I thought that was the week before.
No, they do them on 4th of July. You can see them from the race. We watched them from Kelly's backyard.
I think I've always just I don't know. It's been a while. So I'm usually down at my uncle's house.
Yeah.
Because they down in Las Vegas this weekend, they just had the fireworks go off on Saturday over there. They did them a week early.
What is wrong with people? Come on now.
Yeah.
That is not American.
What, to have fireworks the week before?
I mean, tradition. At least keep with the tradition of doing
Well, I think it's because somebody else was going to take up the space for the actual 4th of July and do their own fireworks themselves, like for another street show.
Yeah.
So the city was putting one on and then some. So it's like...
Oh, the city couldn't relocate.
But Las Vegas, you have to understand, Las Vegas has fireworks going off year round. Like,
I know.
People there never stop throwing off fireworks. It becomes kind of annoying. Especially when they're like, bang, bang, bang.
So you couldn't sit from your uncle's house and watch the fireworks on 4th of July because they already did them this last week.
Correct.
That's dumb.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Hey, for the city, for the people there, everybody. But then that gives everybody who's going to be going out of town or who's not going to be able to come and join, they get to come and join. So it's
I think
it's just a moneymaker.
I would just be like, maybe it's just Las Vegas because I sure would like to know about that because that's not publicized anywhere. I would be so disappointed if I showed up on 4th of July and there was no fireworks.
Right. I know.
Aren't you going to tell people we're dumbasses and we got the wrong week? Sorry, we didn't book it. We're the fucking county. We could do whatever the fuck we want. They could have just pulled that person's permit if they really wanted.
We had one, remember when we had that one big 4th of July before we came up here?
Mm-hmm.
That one 4th of July. And the fireworks were
awesome.
Amazing. And then we had the cul-de-sac and everybody
in the street was yeah.
But then you had
like a block party.
You could stop and watch the fireworks and then shoot off your own while drinking all day long with the barbecue out front. That was a great day. Then we continued to drink and cause more mischief. But this week's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
This is my first time going out of town.
Oh no, I know. I'm just my 4th of July have been uneventful every year because it's her boyfriend's birthday.
Well, that first year
we did it. We
had that party over at your sister's
for
house
him,
and we had fun. We had a lot of fun that day.
No, I know, but I'm just
But then we went home and we went to bed. So, because we were tired from being out in the sun all day, we didn't do fireworks.
Right.
Because, well.
So I said.
I think we did some bottle rockets. Shh.
So I said, mine haven't been very eventful.
Yeah.
My sister, because her best friend's birthday is the 3rd of July, is always with them on the houseboat out in the river.
Yeah.
So I don't do that. I get to see them. So it just gets...
This year's just a one-off because we don't usually do anything.
Yeah. No, this is good that you're doing this.
Yeah. I know. It's like...
Can you camp anywhere free?
No.
Not there.
No, not on 4th of July. 4th of July camping is crowded. And
it would just be me.
I know, but you would have to have had made reservations.
I know. I'm just trying to think
6 months ago. That's how that works. Anyway, so we have 20 signs that you're shifting into
the 5D.
Right? Because I don't know if you guys have ever heard.
That we're moving, that you've probably heard that our frequencies change, the Schumann frequency. I mean, literally, we're stardust, light, vibration,
energy.
and energy,
right.
Okay? So, 3D is the materialistic world in service to self, saying, I want the next best thing. I want this. I need this. I need this to be happy. It's about me. 5D is letting go of a lot of that stuff. I mean, you need things to live. Okay, we're not saying that.
Right.
But 5D is that shift in conscious that I have enough and I'm okay with what I have, and I want to help other people. I want to be of service to not to self, to others. And that may mean counseling people, being friendly, reaching out, doing whatever, but keeping in a higher mind frame and not letting those trivial things pull you back down into a lower energy frequency point.
Right.
I mean, that's the easiest way to explain
So
it.
here are some of those signs. We're not going to go through all 20 because it's a very long list. So we're just going to make it, we're just going to go through, we're just going to name off our favorites.
Okay.
How about that? Then the number one place is time dilation, which means with your hours feel like minutes. So like when you look at the clock and you're like, oh my God, I just looked at the clock like 10 minutes ago, and like, but it feels like it's been like 2 hours.
Or
it happens all the time.
You've been someplace and you're like, oh, just got here, and you look and you're like, it's been an hour and a half. What?
Yeah.
It could be either way.
Yeah.
Time
Either
speeds
way.
up or slows down. It's not linear.
You have more vivid dreams, more lucid dreaming, where you feel like the dream is so real that you wake up and you're shocked that it's not what's actually happening.
The one I get a lot of is the synchronicities. That means you might see your 1111 or triple numbers like 111, 222. You may have names, birthdays, certain things in common. They are considered singularities or synchronicities.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You also have electrical issues, lights flickering around you all the time.
Before we started filming.
Yeah. But So then I have more telepathy with my loved ones, and even with people that I don't know. It's kind of fun.
My telepathy with my animals is over the top right now.
You can have it with your pets too. Like you feel like.
I mean, I have always had a little bit, but literally, I have no. They look at me, and I know.
So mine, and I'm going to explain what I mean when I say this is one of mine, is feeling the feeling disconnected from 3D worries. And this is something we talked about yesterday, right? With some relationships that we have, and how me personally, how I've gotten to the point where I'm like, hey, you want to be a part of my life, you make the effort, because I deserve the effort. I should not have to be the one who's always making the effort. And that goes for mother, sister, brother, cousin, uncles, whatever. Everybody should be making an effort. If you love someone, they mean something to you, you make an effort. And you know what? I've really released that need for that
that self affirmation, or the affirmations from them, or accolades, or
that feeling of like I'm not good enough.
That's what I'm saying. Waiting to be approved by them somehow.
Because guess what? I'm amazing, and I don't need to have to work so hard for someone else to see that. They should just see it, especially if they love me.
We've never fit into the normie box.
No.
And stop trying to put it on us. It's not going to work.
We are not the normal ones. We are the eccentric ones.
We are the INTJs.
We are the ones that the whole family goes, where did they come from?
Yeah,
or whatever. Get that. Like, we're those people.
The rarest personalities.
Yeah. So, and
but we're magic.
Yeah, but we also have that sense of oneness with the
universe. Oh my God, I sat outside today.
And nature. I love nature.
Today, I was sitting outside and I wanted to manifest good things. So I took my selenite, I took my amethyst quartz out, and then I took the pyrite ball, right? Because that's for money. So I'm sitting out there just communing with Gaia, with nature, with everything, putting it out there. And my neighbors, Austin and the kids, they roll up. And I'm like, oh, sorry. And they're like, why? I was like, I'm communing with nature and manifesting like money and abundance. They're like, the wife's like, I'm going upstairs and going to be doing the same thing. And I was like, hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So just remember, these are just some of those signs. We're going to post all of those 20 signs. We just chose our favorites right now. We're going to post them up in the comment.
And we'll also put 10 tips to making a smooth transition to 5D, because you can be up at this state, be really good frequencies, and it's like magnets for people to come to you. They want that.
They want it.
But there's one little thing that they can take you down. It's hard to get back up to those levels.
Yeah, it's a good reminder to yourself to guard your energy, to make sure that you're only sharing what you want to share. Don't share it all. You need some.
Like, I was forgiving somebody for something, thinking I was all good with it, and then they slipped something in that took my energy way down instantly. And you just got to guard yourself in some of that respects.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, because that took a toll on me for a while.
And that's okay though, because then when you're done having it take its toll, you learn something.
I've released it.
You've released it.
I know how I won't be treated.
You've learned,
and
you know what? We're moving on. So,
yeah, exactly. I'm just saying, like,
sometimes it takes that time.
It
but
is.
just remember to guard your.
You got to keep popping up. Don't be bedrot all the time.
I'm telling you, just follow the directions on the sign that is right outside my house. Be mindful of the energy that you bring into this space. That means wherever you go, be mindful of the energy you're bringing with or taking out. Because if you take it home, sometimes not everyone in the house wants to feel that. Okay?
And I want to give a shout out to Top Notch Nails.
Top Notch. Love them.
Love them. We said we'd share our nails since they are also a staple here in Chico.
They squeezed us in. I love their staff.
Yeah, because we just were going for 2 pennies and we ended up getting beautiful hands done.
Our feet were, my feet were so well massaged. I felt so good afterwards. I literally was like, when they were massaging my, like the right behind my ankle, and especially on the leg that's
yeah, because it's been tight.
I literally wanted to purr.
I know how that is, because that's what I'm like,
thank you.
Touch my feet, anybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the staff at Top Notch Nails for taking care of us. We will be back in a couple weeks.
Yes, we will.
You need more self-care.
Yes.
That is also part of
being of service.
Being service to yourself.
Being service to others is still being
service to yourself.
Service to self-care.
Yes. You can still serve yourself while serving others.
Exactly.
You don't have to let it all fall out and make you feel drained and empty. You can, because you can't give from an empty cup.
Exactly. I was going to say, if you have nothing, if you've given everything and you're not replenishing the cup, you're just going to dry up.
And end up having a hard time.
Yeah.
Anyway, everyone, we want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. Remember to be a good human. Keep your energies
up. Don't let those 3D problems pull you down. To keep a high state. And just know that you're loved, you're protected, and what's going on in this world, how it's not affecting you. You are still here. You are still resilient.
And we love you.
We love you.
Mwah.
Bye,
everyone.